You are not waiting for the right mood. You are giving procrastination a better name. Many people delay important work because the setting does not feel right. The room is noisy, the desk is messy, maybe the mood is missing, the music is not right. Whatever it is, the consistent theme is you keep waiting for the right conditions before you begin. But the more conditions you add, the harder starting becomes and the work becomes easier to avoid. There are a few reasons why this keeps happening. Let us look at them one by one. The first reason why this happens is execution friction. Execution in itself has natural resistance associated with it, especially when we are trying to do something which we are not really good at in the current stage of our life. So the mind looks for easier setup tasks before doing the real work. It can show up in the form of you organizing the table. It can be maybe you are looking for music. It can be you are cleaning the keyboard. And how many times has it happened that we sit to do a very important task and suddenly we remember that, you know what, I have to do the dishes. I have to arrange the cupboard. I have to arrange my clothes. I have to do the laundry. Although all these tasks are necessary and it feels useful, but the real task still has not started. Number two reason why this happens is externalized excuse. When mood becomes a precondition to start a task, it becomes easy to blame the setting instead of owning the delay. You tell yourself, you know what, I could not work because the room was noisy. You know what, I could not work because I was not in the right mood. My setup was not ready. The excuse on the face of it feels reasonable, sounds reasonable, but execution still gets postponed. Number three reason why this happens is ambiguity avoidance. Starting the task triggers uncertainty. You may not know what the next step is. You may not know whether the output of your work will be good or not. You may not know how difficult it will become. Waiting for the right mood quietly delays facing that ambiguity, which is more comfortable for our mind. How does this looks like in real life? Imagine someone who wants to work on a side hustle after their working hours. It's the first day, they have some plan in mind, a great idea, the person is motivated, but oh, the desk feels messy. So they organize it instead of working with a commitment that we will start tomorrow. On day two, they decide they need the right music. So they open YouTube or Spotify and next 30 minutes go in choosing a song. On day three, they notice the keyboard and mouse needs cleaning, even though they use the same setup for office work all day. At that time, they did not notice it, but this is the time they notice it. Such kind of pattern keeps happening and a week passes. And if you notice the pattern, the work did not fail because time was missing. It failed because starting became dependent on so many other things which are not directly related with the work. The next step after understanding why this happens is to recognize when this is happening to you. Ask yourself a question. Do I need the desk, noise, music, timing, or mood to be perfect before I begin? And you can check last 5 instances of when you are about to start something. Did you start arranging your desk, which you did not do for last 3 months? Or you started listening to music, or even though you don't listen to music regularly, you started looking for music for your particular task. If you are showing any of this behavior, you have this tendency. Second question which you can ask is, do I often start a smaller setup task just before the real task? Do you often have a smaller setup task just before the real task? Because that setup task may be your excuse for pushing the real task away. That setup task can show in any form. It can be in form of arranging the table, it can be in the form of filling the water bottle, it can be in the form of making notes, it can be in the form of making a structure, it can be anything. Number 3 question which you can ask yourself, is there any important area of life where I keep saying I will do it when I feel ready? Assess your life in last 3 to 6 months. Is there any important area of life where you have used these words? If yes, then you have this tendency. So how can you respond differently the next time this happens? I will say the first action to take is use a capture note. If another task appears in your mind, write it down and return to the real task. You do not start the task which has come in your mind out of the blue. You just note it down. You will come back to it after the real task, not while doing the real task. Finish the real task first, then you will take care of whatever you have written on the note. Second action which you can take and which is a game changer is practice controlled imperfection. Once a week or maybe once a fortnight, work in a slightly imperfect setting so your mind stops treating comfort as a requirement. For example, if noise is a problem, go in a cafe for 1 hour and work there. Do not judge the quality of the output, because quality of the output is not the point here. The aim is to make your mind realize this is not a necessary condition to start work. Third action which you can take is use a bare minimum start. Do not aim for 1 hour of deep work, not even a 30-minute session. Only aim for 5 minutes. Some people who are into writing, after listening to a lot of advice on YouTube, they start thinking, you know what, I will aim for 1,000 words a day. I will write 1,500 words a day. Don't. Aim for 25 words. The goal here is not to feel ready. The goal is to begin. Although the framework gives you something practical to use, but the deeper lesson is that the setting does not need to be perfect. The start needs to be repeatable.